What's going on, guys? Crest Whaler here. Welcome to another episode of The Roottrees Are Dead. Let's jump right in. Alright, we are back. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where to go. With the miracle run we did last episode, which I mean in a literal sense, and just being positive about the whole situation. Okay. So this guy is not official, which I'm okay with. Clark. That means that he can be one of our main guys that we work on right now. So we have a lot going on. Most definitely. And we need at least 3 more. Give us 15. I'm okay with that. Or do we want to work on Red? Who is Red Roottree? Who is Red Roottree? Well, it's got a star by their name. So shot in the dark. Wait a minute. Hold up. Can I do Red Roottree right now? Because I don't see any. Who is Red Roottree? Elias Herring Roottree. It's known as Red. I don't know where you get red from. I guess Red Herring was an appointed judge and politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottree Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out the last name was merely a coincidence. He was defeated in a landslide. Wait. So he's not... What? So he's not kin? What a name. So he's not kin at all. So is there like another... Where would he be? That's gotta... Did he marry into the family? Oh, what is that? What does that mean? Did I just get played? What does that mean? Is that a red herring? Is that literally what that means? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says still is what I'm confused. I don't think I needed any of that information. I think I literally started this episode by being like, ha ha ha, you've got fooled. Yeah, I don't think I need any of that. Well, that's what I get. Alright. That's what that means, right? Red herring. A little fishy. Everybody's marked off. Should have done that first. The first episode. Who's this red guy? Well, onward we go. Let's work on Clark if we can. Spell that right? Yep. A few fan sites from the band Jim and Diamond seem to mention that he used to make music with Clark rapping. These times. Someone with the username Die Dazzler scanned the cover and noted it costed him over $200 at auction. Apparently, this was Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentioned that he was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister. I've read this before. Can't find anything else about Die Dazzler. That is a name by itself, that's for sure. Track is also available. Fast 35-minute download. What a deal! I'm gonna have to go through Lauren's to find more information, aren't I? Wait, because there was already... Where's the second one? Revisiting. Clark's got married again. No Roottrees ever remarried. I lost Jacob and Gwen divorced while Bill, just before she had her second. Even I can blame her for that. I feel like there's something there. Elias' marriage seems fine, and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock. So who knows? They get married to again. Clark's got married again. That's all she said. Oh. So him and Jane had a kid? Why can't I find any information? I don't know how I would look up Jane LaRoot. Spell that right? Del Vecchio. Talent for hire site as a wedding singer. Way down in the credentials sections of her biography, it mentions she got her start as a young girl when she was named Jane LaRue of the Lucky LaRues. Also mentioned, only contact her agent in the event that you actually wish to hire her. Any and all inquiries about her past or her sister be ignored. Is there another Jane here? Wait. That's solid. I can't change those? Oh. What the? So Clark isn't done, which is weird. Maybe he is, and they just decided to go with those instead, though. Jane remarried. What was the name? Del Vecchio? Because that means if they split up, those are official. Oh, okay, so those are official. Those are nice. It's nice that those cannot be changed now because... Okay, yeah, I've gotten all the photos. Good to know. Which means... What? Wait a minute, didn't I have a note? Miracle Jr. was married to Edith. Edith. I don't think that's her name, but I'll go with it for right now. And Nicole, I think there was a reason. Yep. Don't know hers. Well, we can go ahead and get rid of that. Sam was the illegitimate Elias Jr. Wait. I'd say trust. So, the first generation children by Gwyneth and Elias. That's what we need to figure out. You'd think I'd be able to get those done first. See? This? Not official. So, this is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna go back to Carl. Carl Roottree. I apologize. I'm not making fun of the dead, I swear. Carl, Brenda, and the Roottree Sisters. So I got Brenda, right? Yes. Another photo of him. Who was I didn't even click on that. Who was Carl's father? Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on the company's CEO and the economy. Been around for 100 years in one form or another, and will often write about major changes in management of famous companies. Every year they award a prominent businessman who has furthered the field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You find through a few searches the two Roottrees have featured as Watchman of the Year: Elias Roottree, Carl Roottree. So this is Elias Jr. So Elias Roottree, Elias Jr. Can I put JR? No. The founder. No, I'm not looking for the founder. I'm looking for Junior. Historical buildings in Butler County. He's listed alongside an old residence that has been preserved called Hunched-Top House. You attempt to find more information about the man in the building, but come up empty-handed. So if I look up Hunched-Top House, it gives me nothing. Wrecked. Oh, wait a minute. What about here? Hunched-Top House. Some mention that Elias Jr. was Elias's oldest son. Hunched-Top House seems unrelated to the Roottrees. I don't care. I want to know about it. Architecture firm. Maybe I've just been typing it in wrong. No, that's right. Wait. Damn. So typing it in wrong. This is alongside an old residence. So, historical buildings. Is that like a Butler County? Have I done that yet? The Butler County Times is presumably a local paper there. Historic building. Historic? No? What are they famous for? I'm guessing. Candy company now its headquarters in the city. The company began a small farm in Butler County county limits. There's a lot of history with the family. Periodical search interface. Okay. So if I was to just do Junior, since it's such a small town. Nothing. Okay. He invented 5 pieces, was Watchman of the Year. Had it. Wait. What? He was Watchman of the Year? Elias? Not Junior? I'm confused. His grandfather. Which is that. Wasn't there a piece about Elias? Miracle, Eli, even Clancy. Who was Elias's mother? And his names. Family's names were always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using the names of each generation to honor those in the last. Saw Eli in town. I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother, my uncle, was brother, uncle. One of these is also Eli. So, okay. One of the five pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She had been told her parents died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. She's there. It's impossible. If he had another kid, he should have like another. Right? Secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant. Last had her over to the local farmhand known as EC. None of the next gens ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Eli Jr. They finally married in their 50s. Never taken another lover. Let's go back to the original. Let's see. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth. Her mother's family was called the Cossels. Hardly ever mentions them. Cossels? Sarah Cossel? I'm not gonna spell that name right now. Nope, I didn't spell it right, did I? Cossell. Oh, I did. Crap. That's not good. Alright. A small newspaper. Not that small. Elias Roottree Jr. Her mother's family was called the Cossels. She hardly ever mentions them. Her father, also referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer of the Roottree Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Clanstead Trust. So he's Clanstead Trust guy. He's Pop Roottree. He's named after Clancy Edward Roottree, who was Elias's son and the Roottree Candy Company's head lawyer at the time. Wait, what? Elias's son. So Clancy Edward Roottree. That is lawyer? I could be wrong. Highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottree, who was Elias's son and the Roottree Candy Company's head lawyer at the time. Each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth, an account is created for blood relatives at birth. First successful when they reached 18. Since then, impossible to get around. Still, there are a few situations where family members try to forcibly remove. which apparently had a guest lecturer talk about Roottrees versus RR. While looking at the Clanshead Trust, you often find mentions of the 5-piece guarantee put into effect at the same time. Have I looked at that? Combination with the Clanshead Trust with the last Roottree's attempt to ensure the Roottree Candy Company would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it is somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of the Roottree president is always locked to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5-piece guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year. Now it's close to $4. Combined with the Clanshead Trust, however, makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president. He knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have a vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision was widely debated both online and in person by economic enthusiasts of all levels. Very interesting. Do I have a picture? I feel like I do. I just don't know it. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the 5 pieces. The picture was famous in her house. Poppy even had it framed. That's him on the left. Okay. So this is him. It has to be. That's done. That has to be done. I feel like this is done. So we need one more solid piece. Miracle Roottree had another kid? I'm so confused. Who is Gwen's parents? Because if that's Clancy Edward, and that's Miracle. I feel like one of these, Clancy Edward, easily cinnamon extract. Miracle. No, Miracle. So there's another M in between them. Who's the other M? Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Margolite. 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 Root. No, 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 no. The original? That's Pops. So Grandma and sister, we include Sam even if we didn't want to. So, okay, I gotta go back to the 5-piece. 5 pieces. Also, a history of print advertising website that claims to have a 5 pieces advertisement scanned from the book called The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Unfortunately, when you click through the website, it seems like their image links are broken. I looked that up, right? It's a book. Yeah. Here's Onward to Chronicle and Rise. It includes some print advertisements. A newspaper ad from the 5 pieces from the 1930s. Maybe I'll just look up 5 piece here. They'd hosted many Roottree advertisements over the years for many other products, including 5 pieces. They flood the results. Good. I wish it was that easy. Man, you'd think it would be that easy. Nowadays, ugh. Back in the day, understand. Damn it. Okay. So GECE. So G E. Her uncle. So that's her uncle. E. Rap. Um. I'm fairly certain this is the top. What was her occupation? What was... Picture was famous in our house. Poppy had it framed. That's the one on the left. It was taken. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it. Three of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose, stopped the tantrum. They posed us in front of the camera. Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn, and that years later they had never even taken a second photo. So yes, that's Gwen. The way she spells that is insane. What? Because if I just look up this, it's not gonna be the same person. Yeah, it's a totally different person. That's her. It's crazy that there's not a lot of information about her. And this is the 4 of us stand together. Oh, this one? Oh, has to be. Let's see. Right? Where did I see that? Oh man, this is gonna stress me out. C E. Oh, bullshit. I remember. Gwen, 5 piece guarantee. Client said trust. Oh wait, it was in the book. No, the revisited one. The revisited one. For names. No, for Clark. Eli C. Oh, it is Eli C. Practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers whenever he could. Wait, what? Jim? Is there another Jim? No. Oh, crap. That's the other Eli, right? That has to be Eli C. Which means that's Eli M. Elias M. Roottrees. Oh. Okay, nope. Oh! Disconnect from the internet. Hey, buddy. Last started the family business. Surely he must have received some attention to the media. You know, search for Elias Roottree and Business Watch. You don't think I have? Have I not? No, I have. I have. What the? He was rewarded Watchman of the Year in 1936 for his accomplishment of rolling out 5 pieces to a global market. Notes from the article and scan someone made of the cover have been added to your evidence. I seriously haven't done that yet? That's crazy. In the period before 5 pieces, the company is barely profitable. Oh, sorry about that. So, like, wait, that's the same one? Epic mustache, my dear man. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going here then. Elias has a daughter, the first of 5 children. 4 more follow. So the first one is the daughter. Correct. Elias invents 5-piece. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of his 5 children. 1 flavor per child. 5 pieces are sold in some Pittsburgh markets. 5 pieces are rolled out all New England. The new recipe and flavor is finalized, and the candy begins nationwide distribution in department stores and other shops everywhere. 35, the Roottree Candy Company purchases every available maple farm in Pennsylvania. 35, with the help of his son Elias Roottree Jr.'s architecture firm, a new industrialized factory and warehouse are built in Butler. 36, production is tripled. Worldwide distribution begins. Also a what's next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy and that the Roottree Candy Company remains a family business. He plans to do that with the Clanstead Trust. So, if he was voted Watchman of the Year, and it says Watchman of the Year, I looked that up, right? I never looked it up. Oh, yeah. Watchman of the Year. 2 Roottrees. Elias Roottree and Carl Roottree. So that means Carl and Elias. I could have swore it said... Oh my god, it was Lauren saying Grandpa, wasn't it? Oh, crap. Well, this is embarrassing. Alright. Inherited the farm. Wrecked. Gwen. Another child. Gwendolyn. Which she mentions. Everyone has something to complain about. Gwen, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. Yep. Margot. Margot? That one. She would be the sister I never had, and I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. Have I looked up Margot? Just Margot Roottree? Fuck! It's fine. It's fine. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. Just admit seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Or... Oh shit, what the hell happened? Lucky cousin. Cousin? What? Is there another Margot? No. I'm reading Lauren's book. She's the author. Seeing her everywhere contributes my unhappiness. Visage stares at me. Starlet? What is Starlet? Haha! Started with the colorization of film and went into around 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with a focus on famous actors and actresses. It didn't much go into any other aspects of filmmaking or Hollywood news. Interesting. How would that... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Time for divorce from Wild Bill Williams, which I don't have. Gotta keep clicking on the wrong thing. The gossip is speculative, full tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she also announced she was pregnant again. Other mentions that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. Also, an interview from earlier, mid-1957, where she was asked about her last name. She answered, "The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names, and honoring them, my father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottree has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild, combined with the alliteration Williams, is incredibly memorable. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlight exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottree for the last name, not Williams. But we also plan to lean into allegation. That's how we'll honor both of our families' names for the next generation." Well, shoot. There's no Williams. There's only Wilson. I don't understand. Well, it was mentioned many times throughout the magazine's last minute, but stories and gossip about who have been seen with in public. Blondes mostly. 3 specific passages stand out. First mentions one of his first roles was under his real name, Walter Forsythe. Holy crap. Holy crap. There's that guy. Although it doesn't mention her name, you determine from context it's talking about Gwen. Apologies to the ladies, I'm actually taken. Earlier this year, I did a friend a favor. He was directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know it? Son of a bitch cut me from the picture. I'm just ribbing, it wasn't his fault. Apparently the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my caliber. I got the last laugh, though. I met someone. She spent most of the film crying. She was playing a soldier's wife. But even through the tears, she was incredible. I know I tend to have a reputation, but this one's true love. I only have eyes for her. Ironically, the third is a rumor that his divorce from Gwen was due to multiple affairs, including one with another actress. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwen arguing in public while she was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Not long after, Gwen announced she was divorcing Wild Bill, also that she was pregnant again, giving this rumor more credibility. So if I was to look up Walter Forsythe, listed in the cast of a movie called Gal and the Gang, which was directed by Bruce Throckmorton. Prolific movie director who released a movie every year from the mid-1960s until his death on set, 93. Most of his movies can be described as camp, especially those from early 1970s, although we noticed some critics seem to take offense with that characterization. One of his signature flourishes was to include a silly message a minute or two after a movie's credits ended. Most of these have been cut from the home video releases of the title, so fans of his work have been trying to track down film prints, catalog them all. Doesn't seem related to the Roottrees. Gallon the Gang appears to be a low-budget comedy, but there's no other information about it anywhere online, so I can't look it up. Nope. What about putting his actual name here? Okay. I think I already have done that. That's definitely not a thing at that time. So, where do you go from that? Especially with Gwen. Where do you go with that with Gwen? Guys like us, Christmas mission. Father took her mother's famous name. I'm sorry, what? Yes, let's find out more about her mother. No, Mom. I hate how you can't just look up stuff like that. 1950s. Often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized. So I feel like when Ducky here told me, hey, oh, there's a sticker in front of rolling on down to the city. Oh, crap. Really? Really? Did this one? Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottree could make disco this sweet. The great-grandson of Elias Roottree. Correct. I have that. Great-grand-son. Yes. Yes. Those are fit. Those are stuck. MMM. Oh, crap. What is MMM? I knew it. Damn it. A magazine from the 40s to the early 80s went out of business due to high competition from much more major publications. Modern Music Monthly. Am I going back to Carl? I thought I was doing these. I feel like that's right. If I get this right, and one other one right. This right. I feel like I'd be done. Clark, not Carl. Sorry, buddy. There's a magazine called Skip It or Flip It. It has short, pitchy blurbs about new records. An album called These Times is listed under the Skip It. Oh. New single from amateurish folk-style songwriters is catchy at times, but ultimately doesn't do anything new. Gross. Gross. What about that? Okay. And what about just that? No? Okay. What about just that? No? Okay. What about... Let's go back. What about looking up Jim? I just looked up Jim. Review the interview. A reluctant hitmaker. Jim goes into his first band. Oh my gosh. Till a few years ago, Diamond and I were in this band with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. So the four of us had sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. At our finest hour, regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her younger sister, everything exploded. Oh! The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then, we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told Roland is like that, but that wasn't my goal. He called me up, said he liked it. I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh, and I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. For most of the decade, he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started Raffer tunes. That's something. He's much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. Also how my father was connected to Roottree. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. What is that? Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. On it, there is an About page, and you find a picture labeled the inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad. Below that is more detail. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children. When his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katrina, to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottree Super Bowl ad. Okay. When his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katrina. So, youngest Katrina. Katrina would be here. Is there another Rafferty? There is. This took a weird turn. Man, Clark. Ooh, Clark. So... Oh, man, Clark, what happened? Oh, no, it's not finalized yet. Okay. That is... So, there's no way. Can I copy that name? Is it possible to copy that whole name? That name is rough. No? Rafferty LaRue is such a... Oh! Can I copy this? Can I copy? Please. Dang it! I'm gonna have to type that. Website about Rafferty's Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising. Wait, okay. So... Bullshit. It's gotta be somewhere, right? It's gotta be somewhere. Why can I not copy paste it? Why can I not? Is that... Not there. There? Not there. There? It gives me Raffertunes? Okay. Mark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest Katrina to calm down, pretty sure he had the idea for the Roottree Super Bowl ad. Roottree Maple's Super Bowl commercial from 1994 has a family bickering in a department store, and the father bites into a Roottree Maple crisp. Time stops, jingle plays while he dances down the aisle. As he does, different things in the department store become Roottree candies. For example, a bed that the father collapses onto becomes a giant chocolate bar. The jingle "Need the Rest" went on to be featured on other commercials with other scenarios. Is that one of his songs? Famous jingle from Roottree originating in the Super Bowl commercial. The jingle goes, "When you're surrounded by madness and mayhem, reach for the best. There's enough there to share, but let's face it, you need the rest." Definitely catchy. Definitely catchy. Rootree's most recent product product. Introduced in 92, there are a series of circular, crunchy wafers coated in nuts and chocolate maple flavoring. Website of a fan says that they came to be during the tenure of Ernie Jr., former president of the Roottree Candy Company. Commercial that aired a few years back during Super Bowl. They're children. How are they supposed to? Babies. They're babies. No, that should be right. That should definitely be right. Oh, let's go! Let's go! Which ones did it give me? I'll take it. We got Clancy as an official. Ooh, Walter. Yes. Ah. Booyah!
You're listening to WRTG. It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottree's belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTD News. Again, that's WRTD.
Well, I think I know where to go next. This should give me... Yes. For the next episode. Which I definitely need to look up. That. The next time. So... Let's go ahead and type in WRTD. Because I don't want to see it right now and start getting it situated. Well... Alright. I feel like we're getting somewhere. Sorry that the kids had to be used for the second and third. I feel bad. That means I still don't have it officially. Okay, so he's official. These two are not official yet. Clark and Gwendolyn. Neither's Margot, because I don't have a picture of Margot specifically yet. I probably do have a picture of Margot somewhere, but that's beside the point. That's for next episode. I'm glad I got 3 more. May have taken me a little bit, but I got it. Whew. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the Rootrees Are Dead. I'm Cress Whaler. Until next time. See ya.